Welcome everyone, and you are welcome to this video. And in this video I'll be covering the weekly outlook for the brand new week, which will be starting from tomorrow, 19th April 2026. So we saw lots of moves, lots of opportunities last week, some which we took advantage of and others which we did not. And I actually did a detailed breakdown and a detailed recap of what happened last week and how you could actually take advantage of some of these trades. So you could actually check them out with the link in the description. The recap video is live already. So in this video I'll be covering what I'm expecting this new week and actually how I expect us to actually follow up with it. Already I dropped an initial video of what I'll be expecting for next week. So in this video I'm just going to add more light to what I've done already in the previous video. So if you are part of the channel, you notice I actually called the particular trade. We actually it was actually this particular trade and it's actually running in loss right now and market is closed, but regardless I expected that price should give a form of reaction to push up higher. But then I'll actually explain more on why I call this particular trade, because already it's a part of the other video that I've dropped actually discussing about what I'm expecting for the new week. So without any further delay, let's jump right into it. Already we've seen how the 1 week time frame has been and how price sold off with back in March with some very aggressive moves, that a very huge sell-off that basically no one actually expected that it would fall as hard as that. So since then, price down early this April, I think late March down to early April, price has been recovering, and we could see that we had a very nice bullish trend line that we were moving on before price sold off and broke out of it, and price actually cleared that guy almost more than, probably let's say more than 50%. About 70% of it was already cleared out, and that's what we could actually see on this time frame from this level. And you could see I actually marked out my trend line from the daily time frame actually, but then you could see the line right here. So what I'm actually expecting to see is that I'm expecting to see that price comes back towards 5020 before we decide on the next move or the next side where price should be pushing up to. If we should go down to 1 day time frame, we could see that 1 day actually correlates with what I just said now from that point. And what we should actually be expecting to see probably with this new week, I expect that price should maybe be able to do something like this, and then if we should get to this level, then we could actually probably see some negative reaction, or then price should be able to push up higher depending on actually what is happening globally and some other factors that are actually revolving around gold overall. But then everything has actually been very neat and clear. You can see how the price kept on holding these guys off and kept on pushing up higher. And if you notice, I've marked out the last week high already, and from this weekly time frame already I am actually seeing some form of bullish structure that I expect price to be actually I expect price to be able to hit up to 5k. That's actually what I'm expecting from the 1 day time frame. This is actually what I'm able to see right now. So let's go down to the 4 hours time frame. When we go down to the 4 hours time frame, we could see that price actually retraced a whole lot. It retraced a whole lot. My expectation first in the previous video, like I said, was for this particular candle to close above this level here, to stay closed above this level, meaning you can see the whole failure that price was failing to close above this level and kept on weakening out. But I expected that okay, this candle should be able to give a full body close above this level, then we can then expect that this region should be able to push us up higher. I was actually hoping for this candle to be able to actually even close above this guy, but then price did not do that and actually immediately started tracing back towards picking more orders. But then what I'm expecting from the 4 hours time frame is that from this particular level that we're sitting at, price should be able to recover as much as this and actually doing something like this. This is actually what I'm expecting from the 4 hours time frame from this point. And if price fails to do this, probably we might just see a bit slower. Price may go a bit slower to retrace before we then see something like this. But I don't expect it to go as low as this, but probably something like this. Actually, if price probably opens with a gap now, it should actually look like this, because initially I expected that this region here, this particular point here, should be able to hold price up higher. That was actually why I called this particular trade, because of the breaker block that was sitting at this level. But then price failed to hold it, and it's sitting very close to our stop. So if price does not actually open to push up higher, and then it maybe opens gapping down lower, it's going to most likely take out our positions. But if it actually does this, like what I expect from this point here, then we can easily expect that okay, this trade would actually recover, and we could even get better entries from this level for the new week. So this is actually what I'm expecting from the 4 hour time frame. When we go down to the 1 hour time frame, we can still see something very, very similar on the 1 hour time frame, and we could see that price is within this 1 hour FVG at this level. And remember, this region here, this whole region here, used to be where our resistance was actually sitting at. This was where our resistance was actually residing at. So I'm actually expecting that this level, since already price has been able to give a full body close above it, this level should be able to fuel price to push up higher. And we can even expect to see, I think if we should go down low, I will actually explain this, but we can expect to see that it could be something of this nature. Can get a very beautiful trade like this from this particular level. So I actually expect to see something like this, because already we have so much addition, but then probably because of the news and everything, it should actually make price to react in a different way. And one thing I do not want to see is that there's a tendency, or there's a possibility that the moment that price is able to, I expect a reaction from this level, but if this reaction fails to take out this high and probably does something like this, it's going to be difficult for price to push up higher. Most likely price may just hold up and reclaim below this level and sell off. This is very, very possible. Regardless of the fact that I'm bullish, I'm also very aware that this could actually happen, because I expect to see that this resistance level that has been broken out of, price should be able to use that level as a way to push up higher. But if it fails to do that, then we can expect probably something of this nature. We should go down a bit lower to 30 minutes. Let's see what we could see on the 30 minutes time frame. There's nothing quite different here on 30 minutes time frame. There's nothing quite different from what we've seen already. There's nothing quite different. Let's go down to 15 minutes time frame. Still the same story. So if we come back down to 1 hour, coming back up to 1 hour, like I said, this is actually what I'm expecting to see. Something of this nature, probably some form of reaction around that point, most definitely. And once price is able to take out the previous week high, we might then see something like this, and price should be able to push towards 5k, at least towards 5k, something of this nature. This is actually what I'm expecting to see for this brand new week. So I'll be dropping more information on how we would actually be approaching this on my channel, and I'll be more active this week. I'll be dropping more info about how we could actually approach this week. So you should actually be a part of that channel so that you could be aware of everything that we'll be doing. And throughout this month, every sub on my private channel plus my course is actually 30% off, so you can actually take advantage of that if you want more guided information and trades and all of that. So if you want more of that, you could actually check that out. So this is actually what I'm expecting from the 1 hour time frame. I think we should even go down. Let's go down to the 15 minutes time frame. We'll come back down to 15 minutes time frame. The reason why I said there's a tendency that if this guy reacts from this level and comes back towards this point and it fails to break and close above this particular high, I mean, it's not going to push up. If it does this, it's actually going to push up higher. But if it fails to do that and it does something like this, something of this nature, and comes back and closes below this flipped resistance level, price will just reclaim it and use it as a way to sell off. So we should actually take note of all of this, and I'll be dropping more guidance on how we should actually approach the week and other activities. So I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.